Hi, so my name is Jose. I come from the southwest part of Spain called Mexico.
Cheers.
So yeah, I'm Mexican, but I'm legal, so... When they told me that we were doing a show about the Czech Republic and why do we live here and what do we like, for me it was really easy. I came here for the language, but I stayed for the customer service. Said no one ever. No, but there are good things about the Czech Republic. There are good things that I like a lot. Like, for example, the food is not one of them. Yeah, as a Mexican person, the only thing that I really like is food. That's the only thing that I care about. And there are some good Mexican restaurants here. There are some that are not so good. There are some that, like, for example, you know this place Burrito Loco? Yeah? I go there to cry. Like, whenever I feel that I have to shed a tear for my country and my countrymen, I just sit across the street and cry. And that made me wonder one day, like, what would a Mexican mom think about this insult to injury? And I was thinking, because let me tell you something about my mom. My mom is the most feminist woman that I've ever met in my life. She was so empowered in the house. That one was so empowered in the house that I had to run away when I was 17 years old, just to keep being a man. Of course, my dad was murdered. He left when I was 5. See you, kid. But moving on to less traumatic things. Czech language. I tried learning Czech language, but I realized that life is too short. There's just no point. It's just there's something with the sound. Listen, it's just like, let me put an example. Take the word friends, right? Friend, in my language, in Spanish, that word is amigo, right? The word itself is friendly. Like, everybody's an amigo, amigo, hey, amigo, amigo. Everybody can be an amigo, right? Here is something like, like you have to spit on the floor while you're saying it. It's fucking awful. I gotta tell you, I've been living here for 3 years in Czech Republic, but 2 years ago I needed a break from the city, and I wanted a village break. So I went to this little village, they call it Brno. I really liked it though. I really liked it. I don't know what's the beef between Prague people and Brno, but I really liked it. I was having a lot of fun. The only problem, I had to come back because my friends in Prague were really worried about me. They were really worried. They would call me and tell me, hey, are you okay? Are you sure you're okay in Brno? I'm like, yeah. After a while, I felt like I was in a bad relationship, you know? And I was in denial. Like, they were like, is Brno hitting you? I was like, shut up, you don't know Brno like I do. It's actually great when we're alone. One of the things that happened to me in Brno as well, but here, in the first week that I was here, imagine this, the first week that I was here, I didn't know that Prague turns, every first Wednesday of every month, Prague turns into Silent Hill. You know? It's like this huge alarm. Fuck my life. The first time I heard that shit, I was just walking down the street, minding my business, you know, just like 1 week in Prague, just thinking Mexican thoughts, you know, like, tacos are nice, yeah. White people look the same, yeah. And then all of a sudden, like, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like looking at the people and I'm like, what are they doing? If they're running, go after them, you know? What's the Czech word for nuclear shelter? Why didn't I learn that shit? And then I get a fucking text from my Czech friend who's hosting me at the time with fucking capital letters says, run. Fucking hell. I'm just looking, I'm just thinking like, what is it? Is it the Germans? The Germans are coming, because I'm in Europe, I'm in the middle of Europe, fucking World War III is going on. And I'm like, no, it's not the Germans. The Germans are the good guys now. They're the good guys now. They're still feeling guilty for killing a gazillion Jews like 80 years ago. And I said, let them feel guilty a little bit longer. I'd rather have them feeling guilty than angry. And I was, no, it's not the Germans, so what is it? I'm looking around, is it the Russians? The Russians are coming back. I look around and I see and I go like, no, how stupid of me, they never left. Yeah. No offense to the Russians, of course, they're lovely people. I had a Russian girlfriend once, and it turned out that once was enough. The thing with Russian girlfriends is like, they are like Spotify. They're amazing the first month, then it gets really shitty if you don't pay. It's kind of thing. Another thing that happened to me here in Prague the first week. Imagine this. I gotta tell you something. In my language, the word that you use for yes, in my language, means anus. So put yourself in my position for a second. Imagine your first week in a country and you're going into a tram and everybody's saying anus, like anus, 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 anus. I'm like, wow, what a liberal country this is. Everybody's having anal sex tonight. So imagine I went to a bar, in my first week. I see a beautiful Czech lady. I go to I see her smiling at me, which is completely not true because she was Czech, they don't smile. And but I imagined that. So I went to her to talk to her, and I just went like, hola, ¿cómo estás? Me llamo José Carlos Moreno. And she was like, ah. And I was like, yeah. So we started talking, and everything goes well. And there's one thing I really love about international relationships, and is that you discover each other, right? And when it's an international relationship, there is a layer on top of that, which is the language. So you go and say things like, hey, how do you call this? Oh, we call it that. How do you call that? Oh, we call it this. So we're doing that, exchanging some Czech and Spanish, and she knows some Spanish words, all right? So, times moves on, and I'm like, this is looking pretty good. I'm feeling lucky. So I tell her, hey, how do you feel? We go back to my place, grab a couple of wines, and see what happens. And she goes, oh no. Wow. Well, that was fast. But I'm a gentleman. So I said, are you sure you wanna? Isn't it too, we don't have to, But she was insisting, no, I know, all right. But of course, inside of me, I was like, yes! Everything they told me about the Czech Republic is true. The promised land. So, we went to my place. We didn't have any sex, which was a bummer, but we did have sex, which is great because I don't get sex that often. I'm a comedian. So... But to tell you the truth, I gotta be very honest with you guys, it was kind of boring. She was super shy. So it was super boring. So, we're laying in bed after, and I'm like, I gotta do something to make this girl, pump up. And I gotta do something to make this girl loosen up. So I just thought, listen, I wanna help you. What's your kink? What can I do for you to make you explode down there and make you my mamacita this night, And she's like, well, I don't know, I just don't know, I'm super shy. Listen, what's your favorite porn? What's your kind of favorite porn? That's too personal. I'm like, I had my finger up your ass for the last 20 minutes. That's too personal? But okay, listen, just tell me what's your kink. What do you like? Well, I kind of like, talking dirty. Like, all right, great, let's do that. Let's talk dirty. Talk dirty to me, all right? So, round 2, all right? Round 2, I'm on it. I'm doing it. Round 2, I'm like, all right, talk dirty to me. Okay, you can do it. She's like, are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Go ahead. She's like, okay. She goes like, yeah. Give me that fat brown Mexican dick. Yes, give me that fat brown Mexican dick. I'm like, wow. I'm looking at her. I like what I see. I don't want to stop. But at the same time, I'm thinking, it's a little bit racist, isn't it? Just a little bit, like on the edge. I don't know what to do. And then I said, like, all right, as soon as I come, we're gonna have a talk about this. All right. So I told her, listen, just talk to me in Czech, all right? Just talk. Just, I don't want to understand what you're saying. Are you sure? Yes, anything is better than this. She was like, all right, okay. Do piča, kurva, ty vole. Everything from the waist down went way down. I said, can we just go back to the racist stuff? Just anything is better. And I'm gonna leave you with this. That's what I love about the Czech Republic, that you guys have this mild racism that is just right there on the edge. Like I cannot really call you up on that, because most of the time you're doing it in an innocent way. That's what I want to believe. Like this other time I took a taxi, right? I took an Uber, and I got in, and the Uber driver is like, so what's your name? I'm like, hi, I'm Jose. And he turns and goes like, Hussein? Super fucking scared. He was about to jump out of the car. And that's a fucking racist right there, if I've ever seen one. And it made me wonder, because I had to tell him, no man, listen, I'm from Mexico, we don't do that shit, we don't blow up. Made me wonder, like, how would a Mexican terrorist be? Because we have a lot of problems, but we don't have terrorists. I can assure you that. So, made me wonder, like, what would be the one thing that would make me so angry as a Mexican to just fucking blow myself up just because I don't like something and take a bunch of people with me along the way. And there is one thing that really pisses me off, and that is white people making Mexican food. That's the thing that really pisses me off. And so I imagine, like, if I was a Mexican terrorist, I would just wrap myself with bombs, put on a poncho and a sombrero, just rush into a fucking burrito loco, screaming in the name of tacos y enchiladas, blow myself up. Thank you guys, you've been amazing, thank you very much.
Let's together get up for Jose! Woo, 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 woo. That's so low.